Welcome back, everybody. My name is Darude, and I am back here with another very special guest. How about you introduce yourself, my friend?
Hello everyone, I'm Mashiro Nanami, or actually known as Kayle. I'm the support for Team Avalanche. Well, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm glad you're happy to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm ready for more League of Legends, man. I like some League of Legends, especially when it's UF branded, because you know why? Because UF League of Legends is the #1 League of Legends in the country.
Yeah,
Duh, right?
even better when you're having intra-league UF games. Why bother with LCS when you can watch these games?
Yeah, dude, LCS is like legit baby stuff. No one should ever watch that. That's like, ugh, like
If anything, they should be
no, just
watching
never.
us.
Right? Because like this is like the big name league. You get some nice you get fat contracts, of friendship. Those are hard to come by these days. You know what I mean? So, anyways, all memes aside, Darude and Mashio Nanami,
Yeah,
right? I was always saying Nanami.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
can
think I
just
was
call
saying
me.
something like that. I
That's
was
also pretty normal too.
Mashiro or Eric or Mashiro. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
whatever's more
Anyways,
comfortable.
we're bringing you everything. I'll say Mashiro and Mashiro.
Yeah,
Eric
just switch it up
Mashiro.
on me
That's
so
what
I
we'll
don't
do.
know who you're referring to.
Exactly. That's the idea. Anyways, we're bringing you guys another rebroadcast of game because I'm that busy all the time. Playing a little bit of a catch up. Next week you'll see a lot of streams too with kind of similar style and feel to it. As we're bringing you guys another great matchup here. We actually have Worshippers. Worshippers of H versus Please FF. Fun fact about Worshippers of H. You know they spell worshippers with one P.
Didn't know that. Mostly, I've
Yeah,
always
and apparently they.
wondered what the H is there for.
Oh, that's an inside joke. I know that much. And then they spelled worshippers with one P, because that's how they thought it was spelled. But then they looked it up, and that's actually the European spelling for
Oh
it.
well,
So
yeah, at
it's
least
fine.
they're right in that regard.
No, I still hate them for it. The H is an inside joke. I'm just gonna say it stands for
All
hell.
right.
They worship hell. Yeah. At least that's what I think. Maybe we'll see. We'll see some memes pop
Yeah, I
up
would just
sometime.
replace it with
Anyways,
anything,
I'm gonna go.
any H word.
Exactly. Anyways, we're going to introduce the teams as well as a few of the really very special graphics I spent a little bit of time doing. They deserve to get their screen time. We have Worshippers of H, blazing green logo going on there. I kind of like it. A couple big names in there. UF Wally, their mid laner. Obviously on the UF team. Really big center point for them to build around. Very solid laner. Won't exactly beat in lane, but won't ever really lose. See whether or not he can get their team jump started in this kind of a series. And they'll be playing against Please FF, team that's been struggling recently. They definitely need something to go their way. They can have explosive fights, really good at skirmishing, assuming that they can get the right skirmishes that they want to get. But otherwise, they need a win, and I think this is a series where they can do it.
Yeah, if they can pull out some pretty surprising picks, especially against higher ranked players, they might be able to pull out some cheese wins, especially if it's really good to bring out the picks where enemies don't know how to lane against them. So maybe they can grab a few
I'm
wins
just gonna
that way.
say a cheese win almost sounds like a cheese way, and that's actually like an actual
Yeah,
cheese. So you're onto something
cheese or
here.
not,
They got
that's
something
still
to
a
build
win.
off.
So maybe
It's still a
they can
win.
learn a few things or two from like their own losses. Better to learn from your mistakes as
Uh,
well.
Exactly. So you already have this open. I'm gonna load in. They can see a champion on screen. How about you kind of break down some of these team
All
comps?
right, well, we can see Worshippers of Age here have a pretty decent team fighting comp. Have a little bit of early game on the bot side with Pyke and Lucian for that pretty good kill pressure down in the bottom lane. Although against a Corki, might not be as useful to have that Pyke and Lucian, considering Corki's own dash is pretty significant range. Furthermore, that Maokai can root down anyone with a point-click root. So maybe a little hard for Tironas and Rolexus to get something going there. Wally is against a brand, I'm gonna think this matchup goes in favor of Wally due to the fact that Bran is pretty immobile. Although if he does pull out the stun route, he may be able to take down Wally as long as he gets the help from ryekage with his own CC. And then in the top lane we have who? Okay, we have Kayle versus Sion here. Probably going to be a bit of a rough matchup for the Kayle, especially in the beginning, considering how Kayle has one of the most weak early games. Although once she scales up, she's probably going to run out or steamroll the entire game.
Wait, is it a Kayle mid or is it a Maokai? Wait.
Oh, oh yeah, this might not be an LCS order.
They have I think they have some subbage going on
Yeah.
here because I don't recognize either of these names. Majin Kana's not in this game. I'm a little surprised by that. By the way, you ready to start this
Yeah.
fiesta? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, bless. Yeah, it's actually a couple subs. Lil Train, he usually does play bot lane. I know they were playing the double AP bottom lane before.
All right.
Um,
So just throw everything out of the
But
window that I just set there.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure because Ultron, is playing the Corki. He does play a little bit of AD carry as well. So it's going to be kind of interesting to
All right,
see.
so I think we'll be
what exactly
swapping
they do
Kayle and
pull out.
Maokai.
Maybe it's a so it's probably a brand support.
Oh, yeah,
unless
true.
it's a Kayle support with TP
Alright, so
for
yeah.
some reason. But I'm thinking it's brand Corki bot. and
All
Kayle
right,
mid.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right, let me swap all this stuff around. All right, yeah, that makes sense
Yeah,
now.
I just swapped around too. This is interesting. We say that, if you're struggling to get a win, sometimes you just got to do some weird stuff that people aren't ready for, and this might just be it. Throwing not just 2 subs in, but even some weirder picks. I mean, obviously, but the Sylas jungle, hopefully ryekage knows to start the Raptor camp with the E. That's on the Sylas. That's the best way to start. It really is slow at clearing that red buff by himself, and even when the leash leaves, he'll clear it so slow.
Yeah, if he starts
Takes a lot of
wraiths, he can let
damage.
their bottom lane get the easy push since they don't have to leech the red buff. But that is if he does start Raptors. It looks like he'll just be going red this time.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe not the most ideal thing, but at least he's gonna get the red buff. Maybe he can look for an early skirmish or at least contest the an early scuttle on the bottom side of the map should he choose to.
Although it does look like Team Worshippers did put both of their wards down in the river Pixel Brush, so once ryekage goes in the river, they'll instantly know where he is. Small skirmish here in mid lane.
Yeah, Wally doing pretty good there, getting a decent trade onto the Kayle. Kayle, pretty weak champion early, very new.
Yeah.
Very surprised to actually see it come out, but assuming that they can get to level 16 and later, this Kayle is going to be a force to play with. It's just a matter of whether or not Please FF can actually get
Yeah, it looks
there.
like Team Please FF here actually have a really heavy AP comp here. Corki with that AP damage, Brand, definitely AP, Kayle.
Oh, wait, you're right.
I think a mix of both, but probably mostly AP. And then they also have Maokai and Sylas.
An early level 2 out of the bottom lane means the Rolexus dashes forward, doesn't actually get the stun, but does it land the hook, forces the heal out of the Corki, and that's an early lane domination and disrespect from the level 2. That's 9 minions at level 2 in bot
Plus they
lane.
get the
and
minions
Corki and
out
Brand
in the
weren't
turret.
Yeah. Either way, that's getting some decent poke back. Wally actually being an extreme menace in this mid lane helps so much against this Kayle. Anything that's aggressive into that pick doesn't seem like it just works out.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna have to. They're both bottom and mid lane are gonna have to look to hover around their turrets, or at least once their jungler hovers nearby. Otherwise, they're just gonna have to play really safe.
Kage forced to flash early there. Great invade from Assassinbug and LyndsayBobinski. A great knockup actually. That's making smash forces the flash out of grabey. Assassinbug doing pretty good early in that lane.
Yeah, it looks like
Set up quite a bit of CS. It's very surprising in this kind of a match.
looks like recently also ryekage also had to force out his flash.
Rolexus going forward way too quickly. Gets the Ignite drop down, flash and heal. Doesn't matter. Ultron is going to get the first blood, and he's actually going to get out. And that's actually such a surprise to see.
Yeah, that brand passive that actually does do a decent amount of max percentage health. And since we have a Pyke in the bottom lane, Pyke doesn't have any HP scaling due to his passive. He's gonna get blown up instantly.
And just a bit too aggressive from Rolexus. We know that Tironas likes to be a little bit more of a passive guy and pick and choose his fights when he knows he has his advantages. Rolexus is definitely just throws a little bit more caution to the wind and just goes in for things. And that time it definitely did not work out for them. And an early lead for Please
So hopefully they can snowball this early lead bottom lane against Tironas and Rolexus.
Now, what do you do though if you have a Sylas jungle on your team and now you want to snowball, get this Corki roll and start one-shotting people? How do you start working with the jungle?
Well, I'd want to roam down bottom with my mid laner because of Kayle's ultimate, and it's really just the invulnerability of it. It's just so useful. And since we're going to consider Corki is going to be the hyper carry here, or carry here until Kayle gets her items online, they're probably going to need to grab the Sylas and Kayle down bottom to potentially grab a double kill or just hover around the dragon and just keep on snowballing from there.
Yeah, and I think what Kayle does well too, especially with that ultimate, is it enables them to tower dive if they really choose to.
Yep.
It's a lot of invulnerability. Tank up some tower shots, or at least get someone out if you need to at the last second. Flash actually from a mid, very creative use of the stun there from the Irelia. I always forget these abilities are called. I play the champion too. So
I think it's Blades Do It.
Blades Duet. Oh yeah. That's smart. It looks like Boosted Scrub has nullified at least a little bit the snowballing CS differential that's been growing there in that mid lane. It's kind of steady at a -20, but it's better than it growing to a -30. Meanwhile, on top lane, Grabby's only at 7 CS. There's actually going to be engaging on the bottom lane. LyndsayBobinski actually crashes the giant snowball ever into the wall. And that's going to be a flash from Little Train. He should be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Looks like the brand does deliver some damage as they're running away, but in the end, they still win that trade with the flash out coming from Brand.
Boosted Scrub going on top of Wally, actually misses up with his E, and be a turnaround here. Kayle is going to get the shutdown here onto UF Wally. Ignite onto Boosted Scrub. He will go down. Wally gets one. Ryekage is going to be low, trying to run away. Maybe he's waiting for it. Oh, he gets it there. Does he turn this against LyndsayBobinski? We'll find out. No damage onto Nunu. He has to get away. Ryekage, a nice play to get away, and it is at least a 1-for-1 shutdown going to the Kayle.
Ooh, if he's being too greedy here, and he might pull
Ignite.
Oh,
does he get? No, he doesn't. Consume. That's a lot of damage.
A little bit of greedy play there from Ryekage, thinking that he could keep on counter jungling, but didn't realize that Pyke was roaming.
Yeah, and even then, you get the Ignite out, you just leave. You just say, okay, great, we got the Ignite, my bot lane's ahead, it can be even less fearful about going
Probably
in
try to
instead.
Turn around with a clutch Kingslayer, but doesn't realize that Nunu has a similar consumability.
Similar Kingslayer, it's not relying on yours or your opponent's HP.
So it looks like Kayle is also.
Meanwhile, this Kayle is actually putting out some damage here, I'm not going to lie, but it is an Irelia. Very dangerous. No ultimate now. It's got about another 45
Once
seconds.
Once Kayle gets her levels up, she might start winning the lane better, since Irelia's her W, the one that has the damage reduction, doesn't apply with magic damage anymore. So once she starts charging up that W, Kayle can just whack her and probably deal all the DPS.
Does it actually not block magic anymore?
Yeah. It was like an attempt to nerf mid lane Irelia. Not that it's not viable anymore, but you can definitely pull out AP picks and punish Irelia for it now.
I mean, it's things like it opens up Syndra, I think, into it, and stuff where you can't just say, oh, you press one ability, let me press W, and just stop all your damage. It's definitely a much healthier champion, still very strong in her own way, but much more fair, to say the least. Ryekage gonna grab up his red buff there, rotate up to his jungle, probably gonna do a full clear. See Corki actually buy the dragon, not sure they're gonna go for that just now. No, it's gonna be double recall.
I wanna mention that grabey CS has at 7 right now versus a 60 CS Sion.
Oh, I think Assassinbug actually froze this lane, and grabey's not even trying to move up at all.
That is.
Oh my, what is happening?
Tragedy right there. Just tragic.
It's a Greek tragedy. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And he's still staying underneath her. He's not even trying. You gotta go and get the free stuff. I've always said about Assassinbug, you know, he's not at all a very highly rated player, but what he does have is a lot of game knowledge. He won't ever out-mechanic you. He will even admit it. He does not have that, but he knows so much about the game He will freeze a wave and beat you.
I feel a mistake on grabey's part is not picking up the grasp, because that just allows you to sustain really long, like, wet noodle fights against other tanks. But he only grabbed the aftershock, and aftershock has a pretty decently long cooldown. So
yeah, and the Sion even has the grasp too, so he can't even trade with the grasp anymore.
Maokai might have his own grasp, but in early levels, not really that useful, especially versus a grasp that comes up around every 4 seconds.
Ooh. Finally, this wave's no longer frozen. Grabby finally gets to 8. See how long it takes him to get to 9.
Oh, we got 10.
It's like Dora, we're going to learn to count. Yeah, ryekage, good gank here on the Wally, lands the initial stun, but Wally is actually going to look for this fight here. Burns the ult on top of ryekage, and that's going to be a turnaround. 1v2 kill, and ryekage is going to be forced to flash out. Right? Greatest giantess snowball ever doesn't actually connect. It's a great kill for Wally and a great turnaround.
Yeah, I think Kayle misplayed that there by trying to ult ryekage. It did save him some extra damage, but once you're ulting as Kayle, you can't really auto-attack. And since it's Kayle's auto attacks are basically her only form of DPS, minus her other abilities, you aren't really doing much damage.
And that'd be another gank here on bot lane. Rolexus, he's going to get the first kill with the Pyke. Tries to use the second ult, doesn't actually get it there. Ultron to be forced to flash away. Ignite of Rolexus is not going to kill him. Ultron's to be left to spamming his R from a distance. ryekage going to make sure they don't press forward, but it's already a 1-for-0 again for Worshippers of H. Now we're going to start seeing jungle pressure starting to really snowball.
Yeah, it looks
here.
like Nunu had the better gank here, and ryekage did not have the successful counter gank.
I'm going to say this CS difference is really insane. A lot of it is in the top lane. There's already a 1,300 cold difference up in the top lane just because of grabby's not really wanting to fight for any reason. 1k gold lead here in the mid lane for the Irelia over the Kayle, as expected to be. And not a huge difference in the bottom lane. It's mostly just 500 on the support.
Yeah, that one kill coming from Corki,
on the mid and top.
Hoping to alleviate the difference a little bit, but overall, 3k gold difference. It's going to be a tough one for Please FF.
Yeah, Kayle down almost 50 CS top lane. The Maokai is down nearly 80 at this point.
Looks like also Worshippers of H have really good ward control over bottom side. Have pink wards everywhere.
Been waiting for that first dragon to be taken. They have the Nunu to take it. Although it's Mount Drake, it is a little bit slower, but it almost feels like Worshippers of H have all the pressure they need in the top and mid. And they can easily force a fight.
Roam by
Pyke to try to come up and contest. Yeah, and ryekage going to be caught in his own jungle here. So many wards in there. Doesn't actually oversteps his own boundaries. And the Nunu is actually to get the assist there. Kill goes over to Wally again. A 3-in-1 Irelia here. Punishing.
I want to say that the Kayle could have came out and helped, but she does have her ult on cooldown. Don't know if her heal is of substantial amount either.
Well, assuming with Kayle, especially what I like to do when I do play her on the occasion is max her W. It gives you the most lane sustain so that you can take negative trades in lane, and you will because you have no damage. But then you can heal it up, you can get away from sticky situations. Meanwhile, Colling from Tironas is actually going to kill Ultron there, back from Little Train. Is it going to kill Rolexus? He's dropping really low. He is yet to get the W heal. No, Little Train's actually going to pick up that kill. Rolexus is tilted.
Yeah, this brand damage is actually pretty nutty. Might not be enough to take him out of the or win the fights, but it definitely helps alleviate the gold differences. Oh, pops an early flash.
Flash away from boosted scrub.
So
yeah, we're like spam pinging on the Irelia, man. It's tilted. Assassinbug though, so ahead of this top lane. You can do whatever you want. Just a sapphire.
Looks like grabey is
compared to a nearly
really. He's a lot more occupied with hitting the Sion versus CSing in her turret.
Not entirely sure about why.
Yeah.
Have no fear. Hit the CS. I mean, this is nearly a 14-minute flame horizon. I'm just gonna say this might be the fastest flame horizon in Gator League history.
Grab some CS there.
He got one. He's still hitting the Sion.
Man, he's just grabbing all those turret plating. That's what, 160 times 3.
I thought that was supposed to be Grabby's shot. I thought Grabby was supposed to be was supposed to grabby the.
Why is he not playing Blitzcrank, man?
I don't know. The little train gonna be dropped so low. Lucian doing so much damage at this point here. Just a Bilgewater Cutlass and Berserker Screws, but all those passive resets gonna do quite a bit of damage, especially with the press the attack.
Yeah, it's not until Corki gets their Triforce and RFC that, or IE, that he does a lot of damage. So for now, looks like Rolexus and Tironas will be controlling the bottom lane here.
And I do want to say off this last base that Wally had as he spam emotes in the mid lane, picks up the Wit's End, as you said, a full AP comp just about.
Very good choice of items there.
Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna get a lot
nice
more
flash.
Little train force to flash out. Actually, yeah, dodges out the Pyke Sun. And that's actually he one kill to Ultron. Ignite ticking. He will go down. Unfortunately, Rolexus is gonna heal back up.
They do trade it, however, the Corki does grab the Lucian bounty, so in the end, not too bad of a trade.
So yeah, I definitely take a bounty. It's a positive. Plus your brand already does quite a bit of damage.
Ryekage.
Now Wally actually going down here on the 1v2. He's gonna find a way to get out.
It jukes out.
Kayle use the ult.
Oh.
Still so much turnaround potential that Wally has, but he's gonna be dropped really low here. Will he go down?
No.
Oh my god, he does. If Scrub does not get the auto off, and Assassinbug charges in for the kill.
That was a really
It's
nice
8-4.
turnaround by Wally there. And then great ganks by Assassinbug and Lindsay.
I feel like he should have died though. I think that Kayle had the range auto. Not sure. We'll find out later. Ultron meanwhile goes into package and dies.
Not a good idea to package into a team of 4 there.
No. Just some basic. Oh no! And Brand's caught. Dodges out the stun. And that's gonna be that.
Looks like a wrong
And
sequence.
everything is
Brand abilities there. Probably want to stun them.
everything's going Worshipper's way right now.
Looks like they're just getting.
I don't really know what you do if you're Please FF. Your cognitive dissonance doesn't seem quite there. I'm not trying to say that in any kind of rude way, but you're kind of doing all the things you really shouldn't do. Base checking in the bushes that you shouldn't. Not going into places without checking for the wards.
Yeah, once you lose lane priority and all your turrets, it becomes a little bit harder to get all the deep wards and vision out there, and that just starts snowballing into having to face check and just dying alone, which is not what you want to do if you want to catch up.
I say right now it's a 1,000 gold bounty onto Wally. If they got that kill mid lane, it would have been a lot of gold in the Please FF's pocket. They had something to work off of. But meanwhile, they still have to wait and search for that shutdown should they ever get it. Down 8.5k right now at 16.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Is there any way to come back from a gold deficit like that this early?
All you can really do is just turret hug, ward, deep. Well, maybe not deep, but at least any gank points so that you don't get ganked by an entire team if you're still trying to farm up. And that's about it.
Here's the stat line for the and most of it's only been on 2 subs right now. Grabby down 3k, over 3k to the Sion. Boosted Scrub here on the Kayle is down nearly 3k to just the oppressive Irelia, the champion that can do something. Meanwhile, how the Kayle cannot flash away from Grabby there. He's staying alive. He's got that going for him.
Yep. If anything, he has the best scoreline on his
though,
team right now, 0-0-0.
That's unfortunate. I take the 3 KPA brand.
Yeah, he's actually doing pretty well, I guess.
Plus Ultron also doing pretty good on this Corki despite the goal difference that the 280 carries might have. The 2v2 is actually gone in Please FF's way. Ryekage going in on top of the Irelia. See if he can't get anything. No, Tironas blows up Ultron. I forget what I just said. See if he can't get away. Oh, he does, and he outplays that completely. Little train. Dude, the brain damage comes through. No, it does not. Well, he grabs a double.
Brand there's unable to drop the Pyroclasm there, so it just ends up only hitting Wally once. There's a bit of a miscommunication play there since Ryekage.
It's a 3 for 0.
Ryekage and Ultron couldn't really have in mind who to go on there.
It's a 3-0 for Worshippers of H, and involves the other 2 members who weren't in that bottom fight getting the Rift Herald. Nerf Herald is currently on
Another
top.
grab and dragon. Oh, this is a
Wait,
really good pickup.
did they even grab the? Did they even grab the high?
I think the
Nerf
Pyke
Herald?
has it.
Okay, yeah, Pyke has it. Pyke has it. Okay, it wasn't
Yeah.
updating. I was like, wait, what?
I didn't see it on the Nunu, which is usually where that goes to the jungler, and I was like,
It showed the Pyke had the ward. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Confused.
we have a power move by Wally here.
Okay, going back on here on top of Wally. There's another pick attempt. See if they can get a nice stun there, though. Lands this time. And Wally's going to go down, and that's going to be a shutdown to Ultron. He's going to get 1,000 gold
Looks like
for that.
Wally bites off
Wally's
more
still
than
gonna
he
be
can
worth
chew there.
600. And he does, and Ultron continues to be a bright, at least a bright spot on this team that's not struggled so far here in the Intramural League.
Looks like Grabby's still getting Flame Horizon here. Still, no one's able to help him. Although I don't know if anyone can really.
I don't know.
Stop
He, wants
that.
he built a Rod of Ages. It's a little bit confusing given the gold deficit. Rolexus there will ult get the kill. I think you just kind of let Tironas pick that up and you save your
Yep.
ult for a tower dive. But unless he'll pick that up, get the kill for him. Tironas get the kill gold as well.
Even with the turret dagger, he just does not care. Oh, Ryekage's coming in.
Meanwhile, it's ryekage is going to go on top of Assassinbug. He's going to be picking on grabby, so he can't do anything. This actually is not a lot of damage that these two champions have. And yeah, Sion's going to continue to do Sion things.
Yep.
He's fine. At least stalls it out for a little bit. Push him away and say, hey, get out of here, you pesky mosquito. And Sion
It's
says,
a
fine.
20-minute Warmogs and Righteous Glory, so his health bar is not going anywhere.
He's huge. He is up almost 120 CS. I can get the exact time of that Flame Horizon.
Yep.
Not for any particular reason, just because I'm curious. I'll get that later.
Mid lane's also near Flame Horizon there.
Yeah, it's been a complete and utter domination.
Uh,
Oh, great Blades duet. Forces the flash out from my
So based on the Rift Herald bottom lane, gets some decent damage on the turret.
bot. It doesn't actually get the turret though. I think they could have saved that for a different time.
I think they might want to
Not
grab
great
that
use of
in,
it.
to prepare for Baron buff. Try to get bottom lane pushing, and then hover around Baron.
As of right now, Grabby and ryekage are the only ones defending top. They have no damage to stop this, and Wally's up there. It's a 3v2. It's something that could probably easily die, but they actually don't even need to do anything. There's no damage coming out from Grabby or ryekage here. On the side of this, Maokai, again, going down, trying to do something. Doesn't actually get anything. Top lane inner is going to go down, and they're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, it looks like there's just not enough damage on Please FF to just do anything. Maybe once they get all of their 6 items, but by that point, probably Nexus is already going to be down.
Yeah, they're already down almost 11,000 right now. Wally's going to steal away the blue buff. Says yummy yummy. My jungler didn't give me blue buff, but it's okay. I took my own.
Looks like they're getting Baron now.
He's the only person, by the way, that complains about that. I'm going to throw that out there.
Complaining about blue buff in 2019. Especially on an Irelia.
Train, he's going to get caught out here. Big team fight. Rolexus is going to burn the ultimate and actually get it himself, but that's a huge Nunu ult. Tironas is going to have a double kill. I'm losing so many frames. It's a triple kill for Tironas. I'm down to 10 FPS. Whoa, my computer. LOL.
I actually wanted to see that combo where Ryekage pops the absolute 0 and then Kayle also pops her ultimate. Probably for some really strong damage there. But looks like Kayle was not off cooldown there. And the ends up just dying. And losing Baron.
That's so many kills. 3 more kills going over. 2 worshippers age. I'm going to say Grabby still no deaths.
Or assists though.
I think I don't know if he's actually participated really in much, but
You would think it's a bot, but
nonetheless, he'll keep the flawless KDA alive.
that's true.
He's got that. Who cares about CS difference at 10? Who cares about gold per minute? Who cares about damage per minute? It's all about the KDA.
Yes, that is actually a fact.
Facts.
Maybe if he picks up an assist, it'll help out.
It's the Carfax.
But 0-0-0 KDA, probably more interesting.
LyndsayBobinski though, 1-0-8 on this Nunu, doing a really good job influencing a lot of lanes actually, making sure this game does still keep going. Hasn't been too many roams. Wally's made a couple since he's gotten ahead, but it was really LyndsayBobinski that started it all off. Meanwhile, 4-man mid is going to be an unstoppable charge.
While they have 4-man mid, Wally's
Sion
whacking
lane.
at that top turret and then Tironas and
Yeah, you got 3
Rolexus
more on the bot side.
about to grab that bottom turret that they were planning on with
You
Nunu
grab
before.
that. Probably keep pushing. They got a dragon up now. It's an ocean drake, it looks like. Probably nothing they're too interested in.
Yeah, not too bad of a dragon. Definitely will help with a siege, but at this point, might as well just keep on sieging.
Yeah, I don't think they're losing too much HP. And Tironas is so much damage. That Kayle grabs ryekage
It's
yet
every
again.
golden
Wally
shot.
dives.
Wally's a little deep.
And Wally's actually going to go down here, and that's a shutdown on the Kayle. Maybe that's enough for her to get another item and get going. She has a cutlass. I'm not quite sure why.
Looks like he's going for the blade or
this is-
king there to try and take out the beefy.
It is a
Sion.
level 13 Kayle. Maybe if she can hit 16, some of these fights will
Yep.
turn.
When she gets 16, she gets that permanent exalted buff and start slowing
And true
enemies
damage
and
autos.
just never let up the chase. Obviously, it looks like Team Please FF are on the opposite end.
Be a red buff stealing away. Looks like they'll finally fall back. H will, and they'll grab that ocean drake back, reset, buy some more items, and probably push for these inhib towers. Top and bot are so low.
They still have Baron buff,
Assassinbug
so
still with the
I really
TP.
want to see them try and do a 1-4 here with potentially Wally in the side lane and then everyone else just rolling down, steamrolling bottom or mid.
I'm actually curious for you. In this instance, how is the 1-4 better than the 1-3-1? Just because I know that's something where you say, oh, you do a 1-3-1, you spread them out thin, and then you can't teamfight them all. But then the 1-4 offers a different.
In my opinion, it just really depends on your solo lanes. For example, we have you at Wally on Irelia here. That's a pretty good solo duelist, so she can hold her own in one of the solo lanes. But then it looks like you have Tironas, Rolexus, and Lindsay. Those are pretty good initiators, but if they get initiated on, they're probably done for. So you want Assassinbug to keep up the front line for them there, just in case Team Please FF decide to initiate into the comp.
Well, it does at least look like they went for the 1-4, like you said, but instead they put Assassinbug in the side lane. He's actually going to start getting chunked down here. Some decent
Does have
damage.
flash up.
He's going to book the flash.
And little late there.
Oh, he held it for
Yeah.
way too long. You need to just burn it.
Probably thought that Lindsay
That's why
would
he goes down.
get the knockup, or at least try to help out, but a little greedy on that flash.
It's another kill for the Kayle. She's inching towards that level 16 mark at 14. Seems just wait at 15. I'm probably going to go on top of Wally. Doesn't get anything. Wally was going to burn the ult. Well, on top of Scrub burns that Kayle ult super early, but actually gets the kill. Here onto the Irelia, but Biscuit is going to go down. Tironas is doing so much damage, and here comes the culling. That's going to be grabby. The perfect KDA is
Tironas
no more.
going in.
Flash forward from Tironas. He's like double lift out here.
Ooh.
Ultron is doing so much damage, but he doesn't quite get it. Tironas super low. That's a triple kill. There's going to be a stun from Little Train, and he did a decent amount of brand damage here. So even though he can't get out, no, he might be screwed. See if he can't pick up another. Nice stun again, lands onto Rolexus. He will not go down. That's a lot of healing.
Yeah, at first it looked like Please FF was getting a good team fight there. They were trying to initiate onto the solo lanes, and which Team
Ryekage
Worshippers
is going to go down too.
and he's done for.
And he's done.
Yeah,
That's a 2 for
at
5.
first it looked like Please FF would win the fight there. They were initiating onto their solo laners, and as you know, Irelia doesn't really have any good escape tools unless she's got a minion wave nearby or behind her. But once everyone else just rotates in, it just becomes a complete stomp. Well, nearly.
It's almost a 15k gold lead at 28 minutes now. Very sloppy fight there. Wally's died 4 times so far. Probably a few more than he would like. Tironas flashing forward, looking a little bit like double
Yep.
lift there. Gets a lot of kills in the fight, but goes down himself. So they only get the one inhib.
Well, that inhib is enough
Kayle.
to prepare for Baron buff, which is coming in 15 seconds.
Yeah, this Kayle is not going to be 16, not even 15 yet by the time this thing goes live. This should just be a 5-man Baron. They should just be able to get it, not too much contest. I think it's down to Please FF or not. They can at least win a team fight or at least repel the attack in the Baron that H should have away from the
I really
base.
want Team FF here. If they really want to come back, they need to start putting down some wards out in the lanes, just so that they know which lane to rotate to once they're getting sieged.
And Baron is going to go down, and just to go off what you can said, if you compare these these vision scores. There's a big difference across the board, with the exception of Little Train, who's actually ahead of
Yeah,
Rolexus.
looks like
The
he's
vision
actually
score
doing
doing
pretty
pretty
well.
good with the sweeper. But you know, not too many wards being placed on Grabby. Has both his wards available. See if he can't place his down somewhere. Just one ward available for Worshippers of Age. Not that it really matters too much for
my
them.
God.
And oh my God, Tironas just blew up right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's gonna go on top of Little Train. This is like gonna be a boss from no. He actually gets blown up by Ultron. Ultron's gonna get CC'd up though, as well as, and he cannot get away. That's gonna be a kill going down there. Wally and Rolexus are fighting the 2v2. Kayle is doing so much damage. She gets one kill, flashes away. No, but she's gonna go down. Wally's gonna get that kill too, and Grabby's gonna be down as well. And that's gonna be it. 5 for 2, ace. And that should be the game for
Team
Worshippers
Worshippers
of
are
Age.
just so beefy in these team fights that even if Tironas and Rolexus go in and just die early, it doesn't matter because Sion, Wally, and Nunu are just tanky enough to deal all the DPS themselves.
And that should be the game. They're buffing up their CS scores a little bit for the CS per minute. That's going to be game 1 going to Worshippers of H. Who's your MVP for that game?
I gotta say it was definitely Tironas there. Looks like he definitely did a lot of the DPS and definitely, well, I mean, in the end, everyone was basically just stomping their lane opponents. But in a team fight, I definitely value Lucian more, just because of his ability to pop all the squishies and just do DPS in general.
I was gonna say, I think LyndsayBobinski did a really good
Oh, yeah,
job in
for
this
sure.
game, getting the lanes going and stuff. But it almost felt like Tironas, once he got going, he was the one who put the pedal to the metal. He was the one who kept the game going, and so that's why I also agree. I'm gonna give it to Tironas as well. Really good job there in that game. Although great effort out of LyndsayBobinski, did a lot to get her team going and to secure this victory for game 1